I just wanted to make a little video to again thank you for spending Sunday with me. I loved our time together. It was a gift for me to share this body of work with you and to share the cards with you. Some of you got an additional card to point to an archetypal energy that you notice influencing your life either now or has influenced your life consistently in the past, like it's an observable pattern. And so that's a great card to include in your mini deck of 7, right? Everybody got the mini deck of 7. And so I'm looking down here because I have the cards spread out in front of me. So just to remind you that we have Alpha, which is your inner innocence, is a very important card. Then we have the Beta, which is the illusion of separation. And when we subscribe to the illusion of separation, it hides our inner innocence. If this illusion is the leading belief for our life, that we aren't taking the time to reach for the part of us that is true and divine, holy and magnificent, creative, playful, inherently loving, generous, funny, curious, beauty-oriented, nature-oriented. If we are not focusing on that, but we're focusing on feeling separate, alone, not taken care of, a lack of overall worthiness, not enough, if this is the thought system that's being made more important than this one, then these guys, just figure away, then these guys get to easily take the driver's seat in your life. So each archetype, if we don't give it any kind of meaning, is inherently neutral. However, they have traits and they have characteristics, language, worldviews that can influence our life in the given moment. Now, the easiest way to work with these cards is with our world. So if there's somebody in your life who you are bumping up against, you feel like there is a power struggle, you can grab your deck together with the cards that I gave you as well. You can shuffle them. And then what I do is I knock the cards. Everybody has a different way of interacting with the cards. So I knock the cards just to reset the energy. And just as a reminder that these cards are a bridge or an entry point for a means, a tool through which our infinite consciousness, our God consciousness can communicate to us. The infinite wisdom is always communicating with us. It's whether we're listening. And so these cards are like a tool through which our infinite self can recognize that, oh, okay, our beloved is preparing to ask a question, and I'm here now to help answer that question. And we can do it easily, symbolically, using these cards. So let's say, all right, so I'm going to bring to mind, so let me bring to mind someone with whom I have a power struggle with. I'm bringing to mind somebody in my world with whom there is, it's not a very strong power struggle, but nevertheless, there's a little bit of energy around it. And so my question to God, the infinite creator, is, okay, so what is the best archetypal energy amongst the protector archetypes, the 4 protector archetypes, the more overseeing energies of the belief of separation, the aspect of my innocence, or even is there an energy leak through the archetype of the vampire. So what is the energy that I need to look out for inside of myself when it comes to my interactions with this person? So this is my question that I'm bringing to the card. So what is the energy that is potentially influencing this dynamic, this power exchange with this person in my life? And so now I'm just taking a moment to be still. I'm just connecting with the cards as they are. And so now I'm asking which card best represents the energy inside of me that could be entering into a power struggle with this person, the one that I'm thinking of. Okay, so I'm drawn to come over here. I'm drawn to pick this card here, this one. Okay, and so the card that came out is the protector archetype of the prostitute. So now in contemplating the energies of the prostitute, which is bargaining, which is negotiating. So it's bargaining, negotiating values, morals, the body, preferences for perceived physical safety. That's how this energy. Also, we have two characters in the card. So we not only have the archetype of the prostitute, but on the other side of the coin, we have the archetype of the pimp as well. So in the dynamics that I have with the person that I'm thinking of, do I use my power, my perceived power, to manipulate them into prostituting themselves, their preferences, their values for my okayness, for my perceived okayness? And so I can contemplate that. Or am I, in order to get this person's favor or to get something that I want from this person, am I prostituting my values, my preferences, my morality, my body with this person? Am I not in integrity with that? And so this is the way I can ask. And this is, for what I'm thinking about, it's an appropriate card. My body is actually warming up as I bring this energy into my forefront. Do you see my face is going a little red? Too funny. Okay, so now I'm going to put this card back into this mini deck. And so again, this is a limited perspective, but we're working with energies of the protector archetypes when we do these little readings. And the protector archetypes really are the ones that, if we're feeling stressed about it, if there's a stressful energy, probably protector archetype is involved in that exchange, in that dynamic. All right, so I've just shuffled them again. I'm shuffling them again. I'm going to spread them out again. And now I'm going to ask the cards, so what is the energy inside of them that I need to be mindful of in regards to our dynamic? And so again, I'm just getting still and quiet. And I'm just asking to be shown which card is the best reflection for my question. And again, I'm directing my questions to God to show me the best symbolic answer for my question using these cards as a tool. And so this time I'm drawn to come over here. All right, it's that third one in, interestingly. Ah, so good. It's so true. That's so funny. Okay, and so now the card that got pulled was the martyr. Okay, so the person that I'm thinking about has service as a main leading grace in the way that they conduct life. So this is really good information for me, because now I'm aware that I need to be vigilant to how this one that I'm thinking of can put themselves in a situation where they are using their act of service to get something from me or to feel a certain kind of way from our exchange, from our dynamic or our relationship. So the martyr will oftentimes put others first, their service to others over their own needs, and therefore creating the conditions then for the victim to come out in moments of being tired and depleted. Or the martyr is being used as an investment. It's like, okay, well, I'll do this for you, knowing that at a certain time, I've done all these things for you. Now you're beholden to me. And so when it's time for me to call in the need, you'll be there for me. Okay, so that was helpful for me to know. So again, we can use these cards usually if there's a stressful feeling around a situation, a power dynamic with another individual. You can use even this small deck to do a reading. Now, going forward, I'm going to offer a online series where we go part by part through the 4 protector archetypes. And we will get to explore them, we get to heal through them, we get to become more intimate with them. So they are energies that we can work with as opposed to be resistant to, because this is really a conversation about congruency. It's about getting all of our parts congruent. And I know I didn't really talk about the vampire much, but just let us say that you can feel it out for yourself, explore it yourself. Perhaps there are people that you know in your world. It's easy to think about who are energy suckers, who, when you're around them, you come out of it exhausted. But basically, just see the vampire as where energy is leaking, where energy is being taken out. There's an energy suck archetype. When I created this card, there's a blessing. So the artwork was done in Photoshop. And so I layered this. There's prayer underneath this. There is a holy cross here on the wall. So there's a lot of work went through this one. So it's been neutralized. It's not going to have any kind of impact in an unpleasant way by using that one. But again, we only give our world as much power and meaning essentially as we opt to give it. All right, so that's just a quick little run through on how you can use the mini deck. It's just, just like any other deck, even though it's a few cards, you can still use them. And if you did pick up a couple of extra cards from when I was just handing out the archetypes that you might recognize, then you can include those cards in it as well. And oftentimes when I'm picking a card, I didn't this time, but I clasp my 2 hands together and I look at which is my dominant hand. And so the natural dominant hand is the hand where the thumb is on top. So in this case, my natural dominant hand is my left hand. So usually I use my left hand to pull the cards, especially if somebody else is doing the spread for me. All right, so I hope that was helpful. I'll be passing on information for the online series for the protector archetypes to do a deeper dive into each of those. I would love to continue this conversation with you. And so reach out anytime as well. I am going to be here in New Jersey until the end of the year, and then I'll be in Australia for a couple of months. However, during that time, it's easy still for me to do online sessions if you feel like you're working through something, or even if you want to brainstorm something. I love the creative process, and I notice that we just do better in community. Even if you have the hermit, which I have, we do better in community. All right. I love you so much, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.